Every copy of Mario 64 is personalized. I'm just playing with you. Or am I? Actually, I don't fucking know. But if you want to hear my thoughts about it, then let's begin. Okay, before we start talking about this topic, I just want to point out that I just want to know your thoughts. Comment down below. What do you think about the Super Mario 3D All Stars game that's coming out on the Switch? And I'm actually very excited, even though there's many Nintendo fans that are really upset with it because the limitations, not limitations, not that, but like Nintendo just being really cheap on it. But you know, again, they don't have that much profit. They don't want to waste that much profit on that game. But enough of that. Okay, at first I didn't know how to start this topic, and by the way, this topic is like probably already old. I mean, people are already trying to forget about it, but honestly, I've never given my thoughts about it, and I do have some thoughts about it. So I want to express them and tell y'all what I feel about it and what I think about it as well. Okay, I'm gonna start by giving my little story, a background of Mario 64 when I was a child. Sadly, I've never owned a Nintendo 64. I know, make fun of me. I know, what a shame. But yeah, honestly, I've never owned a Nintendo 64 when I was a kid, and I've never experienced Mario 64. But my cousin owned a Nintendo 64, and I always hang out with him. You probably know him, I probably don't. His name's Absidy. I always mention him in my credits. But yeah, he owns a Nintendo 64. He's been owning the one since his dad gave him one. No, actually, rephrase that. His dad owned that Nintendo 64, and he passed it on to him. By the way, guys, most of this dialogue is not going to be edited, so just letting y'all know. But anyways, so like when we were kids, me and him always used to hang out every time. And even though we had a Nintendo Wii back then, we always played on the Nintendo 64 mostly, but it was just for a while because we were starting to get bored of the Nintendo 64, so we just went on to the Nintendo Wii and started playing, I don't know, Mario Kart Wii, Coconut Mall, question mark? Ah, fuck, I always get sidetracked. But even though Mario 64 was never multiplayer, we always used to play together and just take turns. On the side with the Mario 64 personalization, you might be thinking,
well, you didn't own a Nintendo 64 or Mario 64. How would you know it will be personalized?
well, you haven't let me finish my story, so that's why you don't know. So basically, I lied. I've actually had experience playing Mario 64. Not at my house, not at my home, but in a store. So in my hometown, there was this like discount store that had like cheap prices, you know, $8 stuff, you know. But the owner had a Nintendo 64 for the store for the children to have entertainment while their parents are shopping. And there it was, the section where I experienced Mario 64 for the first time, and Mario Party and Mario Kart 64. My parents will always take me there because my parents back then, they didn't get paid well. I think that's why I never owned a Nintendo 64, because back then we couldn't afford it because we had more important necessities to buy. But every other week I would go and play on Mario 64. I barely play any Mario Kart 64 or any Mario Party, but I was really attached to Super Mario 64, and every day I would go, I will always try to finish the most I can of that day. But anyways, every time I played in that store and played Mario 64 and just sitting there watching the TV and looking at Mario moving around just made me feel at home, like I was playing at my own house. So when I felt the happiness and the passion for playing Mario 64, it felt like my own copy, even though in reality it wasn't. But I felt it in my heart, and that's the important thing of owning it, something that you love so much, and because you love it and it's an emotion. But here comes the eerie part. When I have experienced Mario 64 in that store, how I said it was my copy basically because I felt it. When I went to my cousin's house and played his copy, I'm not gonna lie, it felt weird. It didn't felt the same anymore playing with him together. I mean, yeah, we still had fun, but it wasn't the same, you know. Now there wasn't anything different about his game, like models or anything new. Was it like a new content was in the game than it was in mine from the store? And the reason I say that is because a lot of people show other people images of weird content that was in Mario 64, things that they actually remember seeing that it was in their game, in their own copy. Now that seems a little bit too unreal, but you know, you never know. We really haven't found anything yet. I don't think we have found any proof that people have these things, different things than others in their game. So I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm just saying it feels a little bit unreal. But if one day we actually get proof from a game, then Nintendo's gonna have to answer some questions. Now, with Nintendo studying our subconscious with Mario 64, I truly agree with it. And Nintendo has done a lot of fucked up shit in the past, and a lot of companies as well. But start thinking about the era of the Nintendo 64. It was the era where 3D games were starting to come out and become popular in the gaming industry. It was a new way, a new form, a new generation of how to play games, and a new way to play games. So think about a word that connects with that. And the word is test. Gaming companies were testing their new 3D games, and in this situation Nintendo was studying their new 3D games on their new Nintendo 64 console, which initially back then was going to be called the Ultra 64. So why wouldn't they personalize the game of their most beloved franchise mascot? Nintendo knew Mario 64 was going to be the biggest hit for the Ultra 64. So why not study what people think about the game? What children think about the game? Nintendo needed feedback somehow. I think that's why Luigi was scrapped from Mario 64 and multiplayer was scrapped from Mario 64. I think the real reason was because Miyamoto really wanted to put Mario and Luigi and for Mario 64 to be multiplayer, but Nintendo didn't allow it because they wanted it to be single player. That means if Super Mario 64 had multiplayer, the personalization would have not worked at all.
But what if you're playing by yourself?
Then you're a fucking loner! I'm just playing, guys. Don't get sad. Please don't cry. So if you are playing by yourself, then you're playing your own copy. It doesn't matter. But if a friend does come or somebody comes to play with you, or if you're that person that goes and plays with someone, then you won't have time to think about the personalized or something different feels weird about the game because you will be playing multiplayer. I mean, I don't know why you will go to your friend's house and watch your friend play when Mario 64 is literally multiplayer. You can be Luigi or Wario. I don't know. But if Mario 64 was multiplayer and you play multiplayer with your friend or someone and you feel weird about it or just feel something different, then write Nintendo a letter. They will write back to you. I'm just kidding. They don't fucking care about your letter. Then yeah, the personalization would work kinda, slightly, you know, but not as much as Mario 64 single player as reality is. So do I think Mario 64 is personalized? Yes, I do. Does that mean I believe in the Wario apparition? Fuck no.
Fun? Wario show you fun.
Oh my god, holy fucking sh! That was just a joke made by someone that started these rumors. No, that was just a clip from the 1996 E3 presentation. And then from there, people just started making these fan-made gameplay videos that end with a VHS filter. And that's literally it. I even have one in my channel because I was bored. But it's not Wario apparition. It's just a beta thing. But I do love the Wario apparition videos and the personalization videos, the edits and the VHS thing. It just makes it so real. And like I love how they're making Super Mario 64 content still. This game is like really old. But yeah, the Wario apparition, I truly do not believe it. You might be thinking, this is the end of the video, right? No, it's not. I still have a lot to talk about. I really want to talk about mostly about the unreal things right now. So let's move on. Okay, before we start with the unreal stuff, I want to point out that forget about the Wario apparition. I don't want to talk about it anymore because it's just a joke. There's really nothing about it to talk about. Alright, I don't know if y'all know what Bowser stands for or Koopa, but it stands for Great Demon King. And supposedly I remember seeing a video. I don't remember the video or what it was. If I can find it, I'll put it in the description below. But that guy supposedly said that there was rumors that Miyamoto was in some satanic shit. And that's why he designed the character, and that's why he named it Koopa, well, Great Demon King. So the guy in the video, he was just stating that Miyamoto was supposedly just gonna add some like satanic shit in Super Mario 64 because of Great Demon King Bowser. and he was just gonna add some like new satanic characters, some like hell levels, you know, like satanic levels and stuff with some symbols. Now if this turns out to be real, I won't be surprised, because there's a lot of things that have satanic stuff: movies, video games, books, and mostly children's stuff. Children movies, Disney movies, they had some satanic stuff. People say that they've seen them. And Nintendo's not the first. It's not the first time people have said this about Nintendo. I remember people, stating about Super Mario 3. Yeah, Super Mario 3 having some satanic numbers and symbols too in their background. Now, the reason why I put the satanic in Super Mario 64 rumor on their Unreal side is because, I mean, yeah, I know that Nintendo has put some horrible stuff and terrible things in video games before, and they're not really proud of it. But that rumor or that theory of satanic things and being in Super Mario 64, I do not believe at all. And again, this is just my opinion, and honestly, I don't have nothing to support my statement, which is stupid. But I just feel it's just outrageous of that rumor or theory. Okay, next topic is wet dry world is literally a fucking brain. Let's talk about it. You might think I have a lot to talk about this topic. I really don't. But what I do have to talk about is that a lot of people reported that when they play a wet dry world when they were kids or recently, they felt depressed, loneliness, traumatized, fear. Even one reported nauseous. For those kids who are watching, well, actually, you're not even supposed to be watching because this video is not for children. Well, if you don't know what nauseous is, it's the sensation of an urge to vomit, to throw up. Wow, saying all the symptoms really made me feel like a medicine commercial.
Wet dry thing causes nausea, fear, trauma, shitting in your pants, and a goldfish addiction.
Calm out.
But yeah, my thoughts about this topic, I don't believe it, but I do. Do I think wet dry world is a living brain? No. Like, really, a brain. Come on, guys. Get to your senses. Do I feel an unsettling vibe to the level? Yes, I do. Knowing its eerie music, its loneliness, the skybox, the locked, abandoned town, residents from that town that drowned. Yeah, that shit is spooky. I still don't believe this is in a Mario game. Alright, next is our last topic, and I'm only doing 3 because, yeah, the Mario 64 iceberg is stupidly big. Okay, but next is the 1995-07-29 build of Super Mario 64. Alright, again, I don't have that much to talk about this topic because honestly I don't believe it. On the other hand, I will be reading some speculation of this page of fandom.com by Super Mario 64 Conspiracy, and it states, it is possible that the 1995-07-29 build wasn't even related to Mario or created by Nintendo. Instead, it was created by an unknown Japanese organization that produced the technology responsible for Super Mario 64's ability to personalize itself so its player's likeness. This build will be then sold to Nintendo and reworked into Super Mario 64. This build was allegedly has intense texture bug, which causes the textures to change colors rapidly and induce seizures between playtesters. It's rumored these playtesters will experience horrific and nightmarish hallucinations, which seem to be the origins of some of Super Mario 64's most horrific anomalies. Now, with that said, with the horrific and nightmarish hallucinations by the playtesters, I don't believe that. Maybe seizures? But horrific and nightmarish hallucinations? Yeah, I'm not buying it, but indeed, creepy stuff there. Super Mario 64 will always be one of my favorite games because it really changed the way I've seen in games. Even though I was never born in the date or the year where Mario 64 came out or the Nintendo 64 came out, I really felt something for it, you know. I may not be the best person to express my thoughts of something, but I did express them. Mario 64 may have some dark, disturbing things in the game, but I enjoy the game. I love the game. I truly do love it, and I have a soft spot for it. I really do. It's my second favorite Mario game, so I cannot lie. I love the game. And I also love that people are still doing content for the game. They're making mods, they're making ROM files, they're making retextures. By those people making this possible, and just makes me really feel that Mario 64 really has a lot more potential than it already has. But that's that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button if you haven't yet, and please subscribe. Like, come on, you aren't subscribed. But yeah, guys, see you guys next time. Bye bye.